Hey, this is Darren. A property in portfolio himself. He helps his clients do a similar sort of thing, and so similar sort of thing to what I do in Adelaide. We're having a bit of a chat about when's the best time to get into a property, and why now is always the best time to invest in property essentially. And the reason why that is because if you're investing for the long term, and to be honest, if you want to build a strong property portfolio, it's all about capital gains. It's building your equity base, which essentially means buying a property, hanging on to it, and hoping over time the market's going to go up. The good thing is historically shown that the market grows over time, but the key is about holding on to it for the long term. In the short term, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen. In the short term, it's based on people's perceptions. In the long term, it's based on supply and demand essentially. And as if you're buying in a market where there's limited supply and lots of demand, at some point in time the market's going to go up, and that's when you're going to get those big capital gains. The thing is, you don't necessarily know how long the long term is, so the key is the longer you're in the market, the more chance you got of getting some of those capital gains, those long-term benefits from investing essentially. So that being said, if you know that the key is essentially to investing is time. And so the more time you have, the more potential you have to firstly ride out the wave if there's ups and downs along the way, so you have more time to try and benefit from those capital gains that are going to happen over the long term. So if the key to investing is time, then what we need to do is we need more time, and the way we're going to have more time is to start investing earlier. So essentially, wherever you are in your investing life, if you're just starting out, or if you've been thinking about it for a few years, and even if you're approaching retirement and you're sort of thinking, oh, I've got to do something soon, the sooner you do something, the better you're going to be off. And obviously, the younger you start, the better, really. So, if you've got young kids and you're sort of thinking about how can I try and set them up for the future so that, they don't have to struggle with some of the issues that we have to struggle with as we get older. Basically, the good way to try and help them out is help them get into the property market, because the sooner they get into the market, the sooner they're going to get benefit out of long-term gains and those capital gains, which are going to set them up for the future. Because basically what's going to happen, if you can build these capital gains or build some equity in the property, then you'll be able to refinance, pull some of the equity out and buy another property. And to be honest, when you're ready to retire, having one property is not going to make that big a deal to retirement. But if you buy 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 properties, when you're ready for retirement, you can pay down, sell off 5 or sell off 10 of them, sell off half of them, and then pay down the debt of the others. You have, 5 or 10 freehold properties. That rent then's coming straight into your pocket. That's basically cash flow, as well as the fact, so that'll allow you to live the lifestyle you want, as well as having the equity there to fall back on. If you need some extra cash, you can always pull it out of those properties. Or obviously pass something down to your kids as a inheritance, which means you're setting up your kids for their future as well. So hopefully it's made sense. If you like what I had to say, then click on the like button. If you haven't liked it, still click on the like button anyway, because I really appreciate it. And I don't know about you, whether you've started investing relatively young, or you are still considering investing, and you're still been sitting around thinking about it, and sort of time's passing you, and you're thinking, man, is now the time for me to invest? If you like, I'm happy to have a bit of a chat to some people. Put a Facebook message in there, or send me a text, or try and get hold of me. You can get on my website or on Facebook and get on hold of me. I'm happy to have a just quick chat with you and just see what options you have, and see if maybe we can point you in the right direction. So I look forward to having a chat with you soon. If there's something you'd like me to talk about in a future episode, or if you've had some experience with investing, I'd love to hear about it. Put a comment in the comment box, and I look forward to talking to you again next time. Thanks, guys.